Hello, this is Daniel here. I'm going to talk about tension and relaxation. We're going to call this part 2. I did part 1 a couple weeks ago. And this one is going to focus on triads and using triads as a model for, as an exercise for practicing tension and relaxation. The first video I did, I just played 3 notes and sort of showed you some of the most basic mindsets and philosophies behind my approach to tension and relaxation. The main sort of thrust of everything is that each movement we make has the opportunity for a sort of anti-movement, which is relaxation. So each movement we can call tension, and then the anti-movement we call relaxation. Everything should balance out almost to a sort of 50-50 ratio. So you have that first 50 as tension and the second 50 as relaxation. With triads, I'm just going to give you the C major triads here. So now we have blocks of sound here, not just individual notes. So it's kind of progressing up from the first video where I played 3 single notes. So what we're going to do, we're just going to start on the first triad here. So right now I have tension in my left hand. I'm pressing down the frets. My right hand is prepared on the strings, like so, but it's completely relaxed. It's very soft, everything is relaxed. So, I have tension in my left hand, I pluck. Immediately after I pluck, I release the tension. But obviously I need to keep the tension down here in my left hand to keep the sound sustaining. But now what I'm going to do is, when I move to the second triad, I'm going to release my left hand and move to the next triad there and pluck that and repeat the same process. So I have tension in my left hand, my right hand is prepared on the strings that is about to pluck. So I pluck those notes, I release the tension, and then just before I move to the second triad, release the tension from the left hand, put it back down. My right hand fingers are prepared, they pluck, they release. Now I'm going to move to the third one, release, move, tension, prepare with the right hand, pluck, release. See, there's a really complicated sequence of movements that actually happens here. So plucked the next one there, the fourth triad. So my right hand's completely free. Remember, once you've plucked the sound on an instrument, your right hand is free. So it's really about the left hand, what happens there. If you lift the tension off, then the sound will stop. So pluck, release. Okay, and then we're going to move to the next, so we're going to release and then move to the next one. And now here it gets a bit more obvious because we're going to start shifting. So now I'm going to shift, I'm going to release the left hand, it's completely free. I'm going to shift. My right hand is prepared on the strings, my left hand is pressing down on the frets. Pluck, release. Okay, now I'm going to shift, I'm going to release and shift to the next position. So now my right hand prepared, my left hand is fretting the notes. Pluck and release. And then the final one, so I'm going to release, I'm going to shift, the tension on, prepare my right hand, pluck and release. So now I'll go back down and I won't talk about the process and I'll just try and demonstrate it. So Okay, so it's at first it's quite a complicated sequence of movements that you have to control, and that's why practicing slowly is very useful, so that you have as much time as you need to get that sequence happening. I also want to get a bit more specific with what to think about when we say relax the hands. So I like to think of the hands in 5 different sections. So the first, there's no specific order. I'm just going to use a random order here, but so we have 1 being the thumb, so that can be tense and then relaxed. And then we have the fingers, which you can think of individually, but if you're playing chords, I like to think of them as 1 unit. Actually, I like to think of them as 1 unit all the time, because it's very common that when one finger is tense, another one might be a little bit tense as well. So I like to think of all these 4 fingers as 1 unit. So tense, relaxed. When I tense, I want to focus on this individual finger, but when I relax, I want that relaxing feeling to permeate to all 4 fingers there. So we have the thumb, 1, the fingers, 2. We have the palm, which is 3. So that's a good one. You can feel the tension there, and then the relaxation in the palm. 4, we have the base of the thumb here. That's a very common one, especially for the left hand. A lot of guitarists can tense that up a lot there. So tense, relax, tension, relaxation. And then we have the side of the hand that's underneath the pinky here. This is, I think, very common on the right hand to be tense. Even if we're not using our A finger or our pinky, you can often see something like that happening in people, where there's some tension holding on that side of the hand. So let's just recap those 5. So 1, the thumb, 2, fingers, 3, the palm, 4, the base of the thumb, 5, the side of the hand underneath the pinky. So you can think about that when you play even just 1 note. So think about those 5 different sections for both hands. You've got a lot to think about, and this is why practicing very, very basic exercises is really useful. So you could just play 1 note, going to another note. You can think about all 5 of those sections of the hand for both hands. So it's really a lot of concentrated thought, focused energy, deliberate practice, slow practice, very easy exercises. That's what I suggest. So I hope that's kind of giving you some food for thought, and happy plucking.